host, and you're watching Talk with Harry. Over the last 30 minutes or half hour, we've been talking here about specific election violations or violation of the election code, specifically vote buying in the province of Southern Leyte. And we have been interviewing the gubernatorial bet, Miss Marisa Lerias. Now, let me go to Bert. You ask the question now.
Okay, Marisa, I take it that you have a lawyer already.
Yes.
Who is sort of packaging this, so to speak, to present it to the COMELEC as an election offense.
Yes.
Okay. But can I suggest too that in so doing, you can add on, most probably, go before Congress for national perception and documentation, because after all, they're open even to local election complaints.
I am not aware that Congress is actually open to local complaints.
That's why I'm
because
suggesting.
I think there is a different venue altogether for that. No? Probably the courts do it, and the election offenses are actually not to me personally, but some of them involve specific individuals, and they are the ones who are seeking justice in effect. No, that they are not allowed to show or express their freedom of choice as to their choice of a candidate because they get harassed. Like in one case we had,
But the idea here, Marisa, is you want, you're doing this for the love of country.
Yes.
So therefore, you need to present this for national perception and documentation, because it will do more good than harm just to present it and be among the complainants in the halls of Congress. But the alleged complaint in itself, as a legal filing of a complaint, goes to the COMELEC. But this one, before Congress, is just for national perception.
So you're suggesting, Bert, that she does two things at the same time.
It can be, yeah.
Let the lawyer file it. But you're not complaining yourself, are you?
No, it's not against me. But these are certain supporters, people who have openly expressed their choice of a candidate and have been harassed for doing so. If we go to for a national perception, if there is someone who collates all this information, then I'm happy to do that. No? If there is a body, we can look into that and submit all of this. Because in truth, I am a believer that if we want change to happen, it should come from the countryside.
Well, that would be the committee of Congressman Teddy Locsin, Teddy Boy Locsin.
Gentlemen, we already know. Yeah, you should take this since you have a legal document that's gone through the lawyer and it's already been notarized. Yes, you should take this directly to the Committee of Suffrage, which is currently ongoing, being a candidate yourself. But I think the bigger issue here we should start talking about, I think, gentlemen, is the issue of culture.
Yes.
Now, why? We all know that the system has been, it's metastasized to what it's become. And we've been talking about this for some time. It's really the people.
Yes.
It's like the degradation of the environment, what's happened. And the people continue to do the slash and burn in the mountains.
They don't
dynamite
able
the
to wake
sea.
up.
Yes, dynamite the sea so it's quicker. Against speed over accuracy on return, but more of speed and immediate, immediate benefit. The short-term benefit, obviously, we all know is already against the whole system. But again, how do you change the Filipino, Juan de la Cruz, who has a requirement for money?
I have an idea, but you start. You start first from where you sit.
Okay, from where I sit, as you said, it's a culture. I really am a believer that if we want change to happen in this country, it should come from the countryside. Like, I have a job. I live in a corporate world here. I went home to my province and because I want to take part in making that change happen. You see, when you go to the countryside, 80 to 90% of everyone's job depends on government. So you are not free to express your freedom of choice. If you don't follow, they will threaten your job, they will threaten your wife, they will transfer you to the ends of wherever. So
real harassment.
That is the real truth
real
of
life.
it all. So in order to get these people to be brave enough to stand up and make that choice heard, no? So you have to be able to stimulate that and be the inspiration for this to happen. Secondly, they're not as wealthy, they're not as privileged as those in the urban centers. So as I've said, first time they've seen a 1,000 peso bill. We don't have media. In my province, our source of media, for example, the radio, in one area you pick it up from Mindanao, in one area you pick it up from Cebu. In the center of town, it's just one radio station, which is very limited. So to sustain a piece of news in one province is like near impossible on the same day. There is no broadsheet because we have one, and that it's very difficult to get it around because we are closer to Tacloban in some areas than we are to the capital city. When you look at the broadsheet daily, the big dailies, it comes 2 days, a day later. So our news is yesterday's news.
Yeah.
And all the more when you look at television, not everyone can afford because it's in the mountains. You can only do so when you're on cable. And if you don't have cable, then it's as good as
that's it.
all we get are the nice lunchtime hosts.
This is very prime for what we call the Ampatuan situation.
Correct.
This is fantastic for what you call a drug lord or what you call an oligarch to actually take control of an area and keep it like that so that you keep them uneducated and you keep them low and you maintain. And you just benefit by making more money out of the national government. Ganun ang mangyayari yan. So, anong solusyon natin dyan? Should we allow the majority, which is what we call the democracy that we are in, or should we change into what we call, well, the proposals today that stand in government is charter change. I don't know if that would be the solution, but maybe charter change to open it up, but then again, to bring about a benevolent leader. Is there such a thing? Is there one Filipino out there that's willing to actually say in true form, mahal niya ang taong bayan at yung bayan?
And he becomes a traitor to his own kind or clan, you know.
The minute a leader becomes absolute, the corruption becomes absolute as well, as we can see, which is all theories. Now, let's look at China. 1.2, 1.4 billion people, they closed themselves to the world. They went through many political theories. They went through different norms in the last 50 years alone.
They went through a national catharsis
yes,
as well.
Yes,
you know?
so there you go. The thesis, antithesis, and whatnot, it's all come out. But today, because of the strong arm rule, everyone's being herded. Sure, there's